Yeah, all smiles in the Eagles locker room following their Week 1 win. Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts with the big embrace. We'll hear Hurts' locker room speech a little later on. And more excitement from Barrett Brooks. Welcome into Birds Huddle, powered by PointsBet, along with my guy, B-Squared. I'm Danny Pommells.
1-0.
Barrett, what's the locker room like after a win? We've seen glimpses of it from guys, posting on social media and going live and stuff like that. But what's it like after a win?
It's an unbelievable experience. Win, lose, or draw. You got a band of brothers in there, and you're really, just celebrating with each other. When you get a win, a hard-fought win, and that was a hard-fought win, fought win with that. They went out there and with a very physical Detroit Lions team that believed in themselves. They drank all the Kool-Aid from Hard Knocks. They were ready to roll, but they were able to fend that team off and come out with the victory.
All right. While the Eagles coordinator spoke today for the first time since the win, Amy Fadool has the bird's eye view presented by Oceans Casino in Atlantic City.
The Eagles started the season with a win. That's the most important thing, of course, but it was not the performance on the defensive side of the ball the coaching staff was looking for. Now with the Vikings coming here to the Link on Monday Night Football, it's something Jonathan Gannon knows has to be addressed and quickly.
From an execution standpoint, from a technique standpoint, and I thought we did some good things, but 35 points is not good enough. So had a chance to put that game away a couple different times, I thought, and we didn't do it. And then that's what happens. You get into a dogfight like that. So, overall happy that we won the game, but that is not the standard that we need. We need to improve quick, and we will. We got to clean it up because you can't get gashed like we did. So just from a fit standpoint and a tackling standpoint, I think our execution needs to be a little bit better. Obviously, that starts with me. We got to coach that a little bit better to make sure our guys know exactly where they're fitting on certain runs. And, you give up 2 explosive runs for however many yards, that's going to skew the rush numbers, and that's what happened. So we got to get those runs down a little bit better, a little bit quicker, and the rush, per attempt will go down.
Gannon called the Vikings offense explosive, starting with Justin Jefferson, of course, but he also included Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook, and others. The Birds had this entire week to get their defensive execution cleaned up before the Vikings come calling on Monday night. Amy Fadool, NBC Sports Philadelphia.
Thank you, Amy. That brings us to Barrett's three-point stance presented by your Mercedes. And stance number 1 for you, Barrett. Jonathan Gannon will get this fixed. You believe in what he's doing?
Yes, I do think he's going to get it fixed. In fact, he has no choice but to get it fixed. But when you look at it, it's fundamentals in which they need to fix. Going out there and tackling, wrapping their arms around the tackle, running through the tackle. You can't just go up and hit guys, now and think they're going to go down. You got tough, hard-nosed runners, and they're going to bounce off a lot of the time. So I think they'll get back to fundamentals and doing things the right way. Also, you got to take care of tackling. I mean, they missed 15 tackles. That's ranked number 32 out of 32 teams. I mean, they're the worst.
Is that a lack of reps, do you think?
That's exactly what it is. They didn't get enough chances to go out there and practice that. You got to do that stuff full speed. That's football stuff that has to be done on the field, and they haven't done enough of it. They brought in guys. Now, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, new guy in the fold, trying to get it, used to this system. Just looking at, plays and causing turnovers. You can only do that when you know really how to run through stuff. Make sure that you're making the key reads. Linebackers understanding where their fit is in run situations. Just like that trap play that caused them a lot of headaches. That 51-yard trap play was where the fit wasn't where it was supposed to be. Defensive line got up the field, got trapped and turned around. Linebackers didn't come out and fit in. All that stuff can be taken care of. Even as far as rushing, the defensive line getting up the field and rushing the passer. Jared Goff didn't have any problem back there just sitting in the pocket and looking down the field and diagnosing everything. He wasn't running around like the game they had last year where they had 6 sacks. He didn't get touched. Those are all things that come with just effort and want to and will. That's all defense is. Defense is the will to go out there and punish the guy in front of you and just wreak havoc. They've got to get back to fundamentally being more sound, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to focus on that type of thing. And to be honest with you, I bet those players are embarrassed that they had the output that they had. That's not the team that we think they're going to be on the field. They're going to get better because they know that they're better as far as a team. So, yeah. Gannon's going to have things a lot better than what they had, a lot better.
Better be showing some desire against the Vikings. Now, your second stance, the Eagles have options to replace Derek Barnett, the former first-round pick, now out for the season with a torn ACL. In fact, earlier tonight, they signed Janarius Robinson off the Vikings practice squad to take Barnett's place on the roster, but you feel like they're pretty sure up there.
Yes, and the guy they just got, Janarius, He's more of a run stopper. I mean, he's fundamentally sound as far as stopping the run. He sets the edge, bigger defensive end, knows how to go up there and impose his will. He's going to hit the offensive tackle, press him back. That's the type of player he is. But, I mean, you look at the guys he has. You know, Brandon Graham can replace him, just like you see Josh Sweat. My guy is Teron Jackson. This will give him more reps to show that he's a really, really good pass rusher. He's one of those guys that he flashed all this season. He flashed during the preseason. He showed that he should be on this squad. Now I think he started getting a lot of these reps. So, yes, I see him stepping up. There's other guys like Milton Williams. He's more than just a defensive three technique. He can also play defensive end. He will eventually become a guy that can play anywhere on the defensive line, and he can give you some proven results. So they have plenty of people who can go out there and do it. Patrick Johnson is a guy that plays linebacker in that linebacker role, but he can also play defensive end. They have plenty of guys that can go out there and play that position. They got plenty of horses to go out and run the race. It's just them getting in, learning the system, and really fundamentally becoming more sound at what they're doing. Rush the passer better. That's when this team will get better. When they start rushing the passer, putting heat on the quarterbacks, then the numbers will start going down as far as offensive productivity. I can't wait till they start really rushing the passer. It used to be the strength of this team was in the trenches. Well, I think the trenches kind of, put me down a little bit. They didn't live up to expectations that I thought they were going to do. They didn't do exactly what I thought they were going to do, and that's rush the passer on the defensive side of the ball and then have a great rushing game against the defense with the Lions.
All right, hopefully that versatility will show on the defense for Jonathan Gannon's squad. And your final stance, Devontae Smith will eventually get his. You're not going to hold down the Slim Reaper every game, right?
Not at all. I mean, sometimes, the ball has to bounce your way. They target him 4 times early. It just so happens it didn't work out. In the beginning of the game, Hurts was under a lot of pressure, so he wasn't able to go down the field and hit him. The one time he did have a catch, was null and void because it was a holding call on it. He's definitely a great player. He's athletic enough to go out there, create separation in his route running. He was open. You just couldn't get it to him because there was so much there were so many people chasing Jalen Hurts that he couldn't get the ball to him. So I'm not worried about his production. I'm not worried about him being able to go out there and make some things happen. His route running to get him open, and sometimes he might go out there the next game have 10 catches for 120 yards, 130 yards. It just really goes with how the defense is playing him and, where he is as far as the schematically what they're calling.
You think it happens as quickly as this week?
Well, it can happen anytime. It can happen this week, yes. I mean, 2 really good receivers. Sometimes one guy's going to get more, but I see it kind of evening out as the season goes on. Smith is just that good. You don't have to worry about him.
Coverage rolls to A.J. Brown. He gets the ball. Pretty simple.
Oh, and then it might go to get Dallas Goedert. It just really depends on who the defense is trying to stop and highlight.